What's going on, Giants fans? In today's video, I'm going to give you my takeaways from the Brian Daboll presser, but it's official. The Giants, they have their GM and Joe Schoen and their head football coach and Brian Daboll. So like this video if you believe in these two guys. If you think they're going to make the Giants great again, like this video. Today's Giants Now is presented by the Fetch Rewards app. Earn points from any receipt from any store or restaurant and redeem those points for gift cards. Go to chatsports.com/fetch, and when you download this free app, plug in the promo code Giants for a free 3,000 points. Today's video, we're going to get into Brian Daboll and some presser takeaways. I have some good things, some things that I really liked about the Brian Daboll presser, and some things that kind of left me questioning what's going on, because it sounds like Brian Daboll will not be calling plays for the New York Giants in the 2022 NFL season. And I think that's a little bit weird, because he got this job for what he was able to do as a play caller with the Buffalo Bills. And Joe Schoen, we'll get into some comments he made. He prefers that Daboll is not the play caller, and whoever they hire is OC. If that's Dorsey or somebody else, Daboll already talked about how he has spent the 40 hours over the past 2 days on Zoom conducting interviews for an OC, and he had some interesting words to say. But I want to talk about what Joe Schoen had to say first about Daboll calling the plays. He said this: "I'm not going to rule that out. We don't have an offensive coordinator. If for some reason he had to, ideally he doesn't. I would prefer he manages the game. Ideally, the offensive coordinator calls the plays. But I'm not going to say that's set in stone, because we're going to let Brian make that decision." Brian Daboll was then asked about that in the presser today, and he said this: "We'll see how it goes. At the end of the day, this offensive coordinator hire will be important. We've done a lot of interviews for that spot right now. We will find the right guy. We will work together. If he can call the plays and he's comfortable with that, I'm fine with that. We have to make sure we're doing everything to help our offense and help our team be the best we can be." And I 100% agree with that, but I'm harping on this. Brian Daboll should be the play caller. He got this job for the ability that he was able to call plays with the Buffalo Bills. The past 2 seasons, the Buffalo Bills scored the second and the third most points in the National Football League, and that's because of the way Brian Daboll calls plays. He's aggressive, he's fearless, and he likes to build the offense and call plays around what the quarterback does great. He had some very interesting things to say about Daniel Jones, which we'll touch on later in the video, but I want to hear from you guys early in the comments. Let me know, do you want Brian Daboll to be the play caller? I'm going down and I'm typing my Y for yes, but this show is all about audience interaction, so let me know. Type Y for yes or type N for no. And when the Giants hire their offensive coordinator, we will be breaking it down on this channel, youtube.com/NYGiantsTV. All we do here, if you're a brand new viewer, we break down Giants news and we react to rumors. We like to do everything here around the New York Giants. That's all we do. So if you're looking for a one-stop shop when it comes to Giants news and rumors, this is your channel. And I want to get to 6,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And I want to thank everyone that's hit that big red button. So go down right now and join the fam and hit that big red button. My 5 biggest takeaways when it comes to the Brian Daboll presser was this: Daboll is an absolute football guy. He showed up to the interview today, or the press conference today, in a blue pickup truck, as some people call it. It's a damn truck, but he drives a truck. He's a football guy. You could just feel the energy that he brought into the room. Something that I loved. He didn't try to sell himself. This wasn't like a Joe Judge press conference, which was rehearsed, when he had to sell himself on who he is and what he wanted to do to appease the Northeast region. He didn't do any of that. And I also liked how he talked about when Daniel Jones called him immediately after he was hired. He asked Daniel Jones for plays that he liked in the NFL that he's run so far, and dating all the way back to Duke, and he is absolutely comfortable in his own skin. He didn't seem nervous. He was being himself. He was cracking jokes with the media. Brian Daboll hit a home run in his introductory press conference, and I can't wait to see what he does in his first season with the New York Giants. Today's Giants Now is presented by the Fetch Rewards app. We tease it at the top of the video, and I want to tell you more about this awesome app. Go to chatsports.com/fetch and download it. This is an app where you can redeem points from any store or restaurant and use those points to get awesome gift cards from Amazon or Visa. The Fetch Rewards app is a super easy to use free app where you earn free rewards on literally anything you buy. Scan any receipt or e-receipt and you will earn points no matter where you shop or what you buy. You then redeem those points for hundreds of rewards including Amazon and Visa gift cards. Fetch is a totally free app and so easy to use. Download Fetch today. I've been using this Fetch Rewards app for a couple of weeks now, and I'm starting to already rack up the points, and I got my eyes set on an Amazon gift card. So go to chatsports.com/fetch and use the promo code Giants so you can start off with a free 3,000 points. Earn points on any receipt from any store or restaurant, and then redeem those points for gift cards and other rewards. I promise you, you're not going to regret it. Get in the comments and let me know if you downloaded the app. I'm very curious where all of you guys are going to use this app, how you're going to redeem these points on these gift cards. So go to chatsports.com/fetch and use the promo code Giants. Following Brian Daboll's introductory press conference, he was asked, what are the Giants going to do at the defensive coordinator position, as there were rumors that popped out that Patrick Graham would be back, and Daboll said yes, he will. As long as Patrick Graham does not become a head coach for the Vikings or another job that he maybe has that interview for, Brian Daboll said that Patrick Graham will be the Giants defensive coordinator for the 2022 NFL season, and it makes sense because Daboll and Graham, they have history together. They both worked back with the New England Patriots. They overlapped a little bit, and Daboll spoke very highly of Patrick Graham. He said the players respect him, the players love him, and he knows how to use the players on the current roster. I also like the fact that he brought up the scheme that Patrick Graham has used, and I think this can be the right move, but my one concern was, how is Patrick Graham going to feel that he got an interview as the Giants head coach, didn't get the job, and then they were bringing him back as a defensive coordinator? That was my one concern, and I'm kind of over the bend but don't break defense. But back in 2020, that defensive plan executed by Patrick Graham worked. They had the 9th best scoring defense in the NFL in 2020, giving up just 22.3 points per game. Then some injuries happened. Blake Martinez got hurt earlier in the year. James Bradbury took a step back, no longer being one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Leonard Williams was hurt a little bit. He did wind up playing the whole season, but he played through some injuries. But with Patrick Graham back in 2022, I'm expecting this Giants defense to take a leap. They're not going to be on the field, or I hope they're not going to be on the field nearly as much as they were this season, and hopefully Patrick Graham can just take the role of being that defensive coordinator and almost like the assistant head coach like he was under Joe Judge. I think Daboll is going to give him the reins, throw him the keys, and say, hey, yo, Patrick, just get this defense right. I'll worry about the offense. But sound off for me. I want everybody in the comments section to let me know. Did you want Patrick Graham back as the defensive coordinator? There were some talks from some people in the comments section and prior videos were like, no, we got to get rid of him. The Giants defense, it didn't execute like it did last year, but I want to hear from you all right now. Go down and type 1 in the comments if you did want Patrick Graham back, or go down and type 2 in the comments if you did not. Joe Schoen, he also had some interesting things to say about the salary cap space, and we all know the Giants cap situation right now is hell. He said we'll have to create $40 million in cap space. And this is something that I thought was interesting, because why did he just randomly name a number like $40 million? Right now, the Giants are just over $10 million in the negative when it comes to salary cap. And he admitted, Joe Schoen, that being that he's going to have to make some tough decisions on roster management and who's going to be on this team next year. So I cooked up 5 Giants salary cap cut candidates, and we'll break down where their cap hits hit. That sounds weird saying hits twice in a row. But Sterling Shepard, if you cut him, you save $4.5 million. Kyle Rudolph, I firmly expect to be no longer a part of this team next year. If you cut him, you save $5 million. Blake Martinez, you save $8.5 million in cap space if you cut him. And if you cut the punter, Riley Dixon, you save $2.8 million. And James Bradbury, that would be the toughest one for me, because he's shown since he's joined the Giants that he can be a reliable corner. You save $12.1 million in cap space. And this is all taking in their 2022 cap hit minus the dead cap. That's how you get their cap savings. I also have to bring up this. I don't think the Giants are going to do it. Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll have talked pretty highly of Saquon Barkley, and they sound like they're energetic and ready to use him this upcoming year. But the facts are facts. If you trade Saquon Barkley, you save $7.5 million in cap space. And another guy that I could see being gone next year is Logan Ryan. If you trade him after June 1st, you save $9.25 million. I don't know who's going to take Logan Ryan in a trade, but maybe if you compare him with a pick, maybe a team will bite. Another guy that I don't think is going to be on the roster next year is Caden Smith. The tight end, he was a third-string tight end for the Giants this past year. He had an ACL injury. He missed the remainder of the season. If you cut him, you save $2.5 million in cap space. Joe Schoen, he's going to have his hands full. He's going to have to make some tough decisions when it comes to who is going to be and who is not going to be on the roster for the 2022 NFL season. But give me a name. We've done videos like this in the past where we highlighted giant cap cut candidates. I want to hear from all of you right now. I just gave you 8 guys that I think could no longer be on the Giants roster next year, but sound off for me. Give me one name in the comments section right now. Name a player the Giants should cut or trade. And if the Giants cut or trade a player, the first place you're going to hear about it from me is on my Twitter, @MarshallGreen_. I'm tweeting about the Giants all day, every day, and I want to get to 1,000 Twitter followers ASAP. So everybody that follows me from this video, I will give you a follow back. And let me know you came from this video by sending me a DM.